This is Chelsea from digitalartteacher.com. As we wrap up our project, we need to talk about designing a cover. You could certainly make a design in Illustrator or Photoshop and place it here. But as we are trying to learn how to use InDesign, I thought we'd talk about how to do some special effects here. There are a lot of different effects that you can place on your objects, and in this video, I'll show you an overview of how to apply them through the Properties panel. We want to keep in mind that as we place these effects, the cover ought to be balanced and unified with both the back cover and the page layouts themselves. So things that you add on the front cover maybe should be repeated on the inside as well. Before we begin, it might be a good idea to look at some examples and make a few sketches. If you don't have any physical magazines, then you can go to a website. I just did a simple search for a magazine cover and back. That way I can get an idea for what's done in magazine design. Some magazines have repeated elements, such as this scan code and the image. Similarly, this magazine has the same rectangular gray shape on both sides. Other magazines actually continue the design on the back side, so this line goes all the way across. And with this one, the image wraps all the way around the design. Other magazine designs will make the front and back cover two different entities. So you have the image and you have the quote on the back. Or with this one, you have an image and you have advertising and little sneak peeks of what's on the inside. You can also look up specific magazines if you have one that you like. For my magazine design, I have decided to choose a design that kind of wraps around the magazine. So I've got elements on the front that continue to the back. Now this could be a problem as the front cover is all the way up here and the back cover is all the way down here. But I have a way that we can get around this. My design has a swooping shape that goes across the front cover and continues to the back. I'm going to use the pen tool for this. Now, I have not gone over the pen tool in InDesign for this tutorial. I do, however, have a tutorial that goes over the pen tool in Illustrator, and it works the same way in InDesign. So if you're interested, you can go to the information bar at the top and find out more. Since this shape is going to go from the front all the way to the back, I'm actually going to place it on this page so that I can have a double page spread. And then I'll move it to the cover. Before I begin, I want to place a 2-inch guide so I can make sure that my title is at least 1.5 inches tall. Now, when I create my shape, I'm going to keep that in mind. It's just a simple swooping shape that goes from the front to the back. Now I'll place a color on it and then move it where I want it. So I'm going to Command or Control X to cut it. And I'll come up to my front cover. I'm going to switch to the graphics layer, click on the front cover, and select Shift Option Command V or Shift Alt Control V to place it in the same place. I want to have a similar shape on the bottom of this page. I'll move this shape to the bottom and hold Shift so that it stays aligned, and then I will flip it vertically. I could leave it the same if I want to, or I could use my Convert Direction Point tool to make it a little different. Once I've got it the way I want it, I'm going to select both and Command C, go to the back cover, and paste in place again. Now the shapes that I have in the front should be repeated on the back. I'll go ahead and add the rest of my design, and then we'll add some effects. As I work, you might notice that I am adding text and graphics at the same time, and that I sometimes put them on the wrong layer. I just cut whatever content it is and then paste in place on the correct layer. Once you've got this finished, move on to the next video, and I'll see you there.